All right. What's up, everybody? This is your boy G coming at you live Monday evening here in New York, and continuing with Your Invisible Power by Genevieve Buren, right? The only mentee to the amazing Thomas Troward. And last session on Friday, I left off with um, how we are able to fly now. No, not because we. Hey, Kath, long time no see, girl. How's everything? We're not able to fly in the air right now through airplanes, not because we changed nature's laws, but because two bicycle mechanics with no apparent training or uh, specific schooling in regards to engineering and aeronautics were able to figure out how they were going to align themselves with the way nature's laws work and take us off with manpower flight, which is a direction has that hadn't been achieved yet ever before them. And that is an example of the triumph of principle over precedent. And when you the importance the reason why this is so important is that when principle triumphs over precedent, what happens is that you're going to come down the line of achievement that is going to be uh, in complete opposite, or not opposite, but it's going to blow away any accumulated testimony of why something um, couldn't have been done. And the other example that I talked about was the 4 minute mile with Roger Bannister. And it was like everybody was saying that physically, humanly possible, that it was humanly impossible to run a 4 minute mile because, and people were saying that your heart was going to explode out of your chest because of the pressure or some, what's going on, Scott? Or some nonsense like that. And Roger Bannister broke the 4 minute mile. And after that, like one after the other, everybody and their mom started to break the 4 minute mile. And that's because somebody worked out the principle of how to achieve such feat. And as soon as that was proven right, the principle took place over precedent. And when you can jump over precedent, that's when you move past all and any of your past experiences, and you can achieve greater things which you might have not imagined that it was possible for you. And Genevieve Biran goes back a little bit to the Wright brothers, and she talks about she gives like a brief history of what aviation was back in the days, how we started with the hot air balloon and how that gave rise to the blimpie, and how there were people working on manpower flight. But it was the Wright brothers who realized the possibility of traveling through the air in a machine that had no gas bag, and they saw themselves enjoying this mode of transportation with great facility. And here is a key word: they saw themselves enjoying this mode of transportation with great facility, with ease. It wasn't like an outside circumstance; it was their they saw themselves traveling and using this mode of transportation with great facility. And it is quoted as one of the brothers telling the other brother, "It's all right, brother. I can see myself riding in that machine, and it travels easily and steadily." Those Wright brothers knew what they wanted and kept their pictures constantly before them. So here is the key point of the whole book: your invisible power, right? Your invisible power is your power to visualize and hold your vision steady with your will against all precedent, against all past experience, so that you finally align with nature's laws to bring about what you desire. Your object in visualizing is to bring things into regular order, both mentally and physically. Order is the key. Hey, Debbie, good to have you, girl. Um, Order is the key, not not wishful thinking. This is not some superficial law of attraction where you think $1 million once and like you get a flash of $1 million and it's only like $1 million falls in your lap. It's not a nonsense. What she's talking about is you you have to visualize and bring things into regular order both mentally and physically. Physically mean visualization is powerful. I wrote my goals each day and visualize myself at night before bed having already attended. And that is the key, Scott. That is exactly the way. You keep mentally putting mental order. And as you put mental order, it is paramount that you also physically move into order. Into order with what? With what you're mentally putting order to. So like Scott here, he shared, and thank you very much for sharing that, Scott. He says that he visualizes and he writes his goals as having attained them. And the more you do that and you put mental order to it, what is there for you to do is that listen to your intuition, listen to those hunches, to that gut feeling, and physically start moving into order and alignment with what you're doing mentally. And the conjoining of those two aspects of life, it's what ultimately you will be. Hey Harvey, good to have you. What you know, and I'm gonna quote her, you know that all you have to do is to start the plastic substance of the universe flowing into the thought, which is the mold of your picture that desire provides. And this is deep. You know that all you have to do is to start the plastic substance of the universe flowing into the thought. Mold your picture, desire provide. So having desires as a human being is natural. Desire is what um, gives us juice to keep moving forward, right? And we think in pictures. Like right now, I can see a pink elephant, and as absurd as it is, and it doesn't exist, you still picture some type of pink elephant, whether that be a cartoon or like a real big size elephant, and you just like put the pink color on that elephant. It doesn't matter, but you made a picture of the pink elephant. And these thoughts can be given to you by external conditions like me talking to you guys, or thoughts are going to be self-generated from the inside, and not just from your repeated thought pattern, but real powerful thoughts are going to be generated from the inside through your communication with universal intelligence, with your higher self, with your universal self, which lives inside of you. And that thought hasn't been put there for no reason. That thought has been given to you for a very specific purpose by a bigger intelligence that we can never imagine. And it's giving you a desire because it wants to manifest and fully express through you. Spirit is always for expression, for expansion and fuller expression. So it wants to experience certain things through you, and only you can give this manifestation to the physical representation of what this universal intelligence wants to experience. So all you have to do is to start the plastic substance of the universe flowing into the thought, right? And it is a plastic universe. Through your thought, you mold it into a certain vision, into a certain picture. And the more you make that mold clear and very defined and very and very vivid and real for you, the more you're going to manifest your invisible power. So with that, guys, that's the end of chapter 1. It is not a long book, and the chapters are not long at all, but there's so much to share in each paragraph that I get really caught up and passionate about my insights that I want to vomit onto the world. So I thank every single one of you for investing precious time of your day with me. And my purpose is not that you just listen and you feel good about it, apply it into your life. So today we talked about and thanks to Scott, we talked about visualization and writing goals and visualizing them as having attained them. And I challenge every single one of you, and I encourage every single one of you to do what Scott is doing. And with that, I'll see you on the next one. This was your boy Jay. Peace out.